Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome to Introduction to Java Programming. In this video, we are going to see the different types of conditional statements that are available in Java. So the first conditional statement is the if statement. So without the conditional statement, what happens is the statements inside your Java source are generally executed from top to bottom. So, with the help of the control flow statements, it breaks up the flow of execution by employing decision making, looping, and branching, enabling your program to conditionally execute particular blocks of code. The Java if statement is the most simple decision making statement. An if statement allows the program to either execute or skip a section of code based on whether a Boolean expression is true or false. The syntax for an if statement is shown as follows. So if expression, then curly braces, open braces, and then statement, and then close the curly brace. So if the expression evaluates to true, the statements in the block between the curly braces are executed. Otherwise, the statements in the body are skipped. So we are saying Boolean expression. What's a Boolean expression? So a Boolean value is either true or false. The more common way to create Boolean value is using the relational operators with primitive values. The six relational operators are, we have already seen these relational operators when we discussed the uh, arithmetic operators, the different types of operators in Java. So we have gone over the relational operators as well as the logical operators. So any expressions that evaluates to a Boolean value is called a Boolean expression. So more complex Boolean expressions can be formed using the logical operator. So that's how in the if the condition is a Boolean expression, if that evaluates to true, then the statement within the curly braces are executed. Optionally, an else clause can be added. So that is the if else conditional statement. So here we have if expression, then one or more statements, else, and then one or more statements. So if the expression evaluates to true, the statements in the if block are executed. Otherwise, the statements in the else block are executed. So if you see for both if and else blocks, if they consist of only a single statement, the curly braces can optionally be omitted. So it's optional if it's just a single statement. Next, we have the if else if statement. So when multiple conditions need to be checked and certain operations are related to every condition being true, then the if else if clause comes into play. It will step by step check all conditions until one is true. Then the statements under that condition will be executed and the rest will be ignored. When none of the condition is true, then the statements within else will be executed. So this is the if else if statement. So here this is the syntax. So you have an if condition here, a Boolean expression, then the statements within the curly braces, else if another condition, then you have the different set of statements that need to be executed if this condition is true, so on. So in this code, we see there are four possible execution paths. So execution begins at the top. If expression 1 is true, state all the statements within that is executed. Otherwise, when this is true, statement 2 is executed, and when the expression 3 is true, then this is executed. Finally, if none of the expressions are true, the else block is executed. So note that there can be arbitrary number of else if clauses and that the else block at the end is optional. If no else block is provided and none of the expressions are true, then nothing will be executed. So now let's see this example in Eclipse. So this is an example of if conditional statement. So here I have included the if statement, the if else statement, the if else if statement all in a single program. So here we have the variable. The first variable is for the if condition statement. The second variable is for if else, and the third variable is for the if else if. So here in the first condition, so here it checks if 10 is greater than 4. In that case, it's going to display the variable is greater than 4. So here in the next case, it's going to check if 1 is greater than 4, else display if elsewhere is less than 4. So here in the third, it's going to first check if it is greater than 4. No. Then it's going to check if it is equal to 4. If that condition turns out to be false, then it comes here. So whereas our third variable here is 4. So in that case, this will be executed. So this statement will be executed. So now let's run and see. So here we have the first one is, it says since the first variable is greater than 4, we have this statement executed. So here it's not greater than 4, it's less than 4, so else is executed. And here we have the second if that is executed. So this is the example of if else statement and if else if. So here we can just see this coding snippet here. Here we have an integer score which is assigned to 5, and here we have an if else loop where it checks if the score is greater than or equal to 1. Then the score is set to 1 and it's going to print A. And then if the score is not greater than or equal to 2, it's going to come here and it's going to print B. Next, since these are okay, so remember in the case of if else if the first condition is true. So when writing if else if, keep in mind that each expression is only evaluated if none of the previous ones have evaluated as true yet. So at most one of the statements block will be executed. In contrast with consecutive if statements. So here we have one if else statement and then we have another if else statements. All the Boolean expressions will be checked and many of the statement blocks can potentially be run. So keep in mind that. And so here, so once this condition checks if this condition is true and then this statement is executed, then checks if this is not true, then this is executed. If this condition is true, this is executed. If it is not true, this is executed. And then finally the value of score is displayed. So this is the code segment. You can practice that and check what is printed as the result after executing the code. If you are interested, you can also write that in the comment section of this video. Now let's move on to the next conditional statement, which is the switch statement. The switch statement is a multi-way branch statement. In simple words, the Java switch statement executes one statement from multiple conditions. So the switch statement is very similar to the if-else if statement. It provides an easy way to dispatch execution to different parts of code based on the value of the expression. The only difference is that in the switch case construct, the expression can only be an int, short value, on character constants or character literals. So here, this is going to be our expression, which is going to be an integer or character or short or character literals. Now, once it checks that, then so this is our first condition. So case value 1 is similar to our first if condition. So it checks if and then executes this, and then if this is not true, then it goes to the else if next, and then this final default is the final else statement. So this is our switch statement. So let's see how we can code that in Eclipse. So here in this example, we are going to get the input from the user, and the user is going to input an integer, So if the input is 1, then it is going to display Monday. Similarly, for 2, Tuesday, 3, Wednesday, 4, Thursday, 5, Friday. And if it's going to enter an integer which is not in this range, then it is going to display Sunday. So let's run this. So if I enter 22, then it is going to display. Whereas if I enter 3, then it is going to display Wednesday. So since I entered a number which was not in one of the case, it went to the default and it displayed Sunday. Now, since I have picked 3 in this case, it's going to display the value Wednesday. So this is the switch case construct, which is similar to the if else if. Now let's move on to the um, ternary operator. So ternary operator is a concise way to write the equivalent of an if else statement. This kind of expression can help to produce highly readable assignment statements fitting onto one line of the source code. So here what we are doing is, if this expression is true, then assign the variable to expression 2. If this expression is false, expression 3 will be assigned to variable. So a simple if else statement is now written in a single line using the ternary operator. So we can check that in Eclipse as well. So here we have also written using the if statement. So I have my input 1 as 10 and input 2 as 5. And so now first I'm going to check if input 1 is greater than input 2, then assign input 1 to the answer or else input 2 to answer. So similarly here, this can be also written using the if else. So if input 1 is greater than input 2, then answer equal to input 1, else answer equal to input 2. So this is just achieved using a single line of code. So let's run this and check. So in both cases it is 10 because 10 is greater than 5. So now that we have seen all our if else, if, switch and ternary operators, so all the conditional statements, let's do some simple coding exercise. So we have two challenges. One is you're given a number x and you should check whether it is even or odd. So if it is even, then it's going to store even in answer and display it, and if it is odd, then store odd in the answer variable and display it. So next challenge is the color. So in this we are going to see what color is the input. So in this coding exercise you are given a number x and you have to set the corresponding color in the variable answer. So which number corresponds to which color is given below. If the number given does not correspond to any of the colors given, simply set the answer to not a rainbow. So this is going to be our color. So if the input is 1, then it is going to display violet. If it is input is 2, then indigo. Input is 3, blue. If input is 4, then green. Input is 5, yellow. If input is 6, orange. If input is 7, red. If the input is not in this range, if the input should be an integer but it should not be in this range, in that case it is going to display not a rainbow. So in the first we are going to use if else, and in the second we are going to use the switch. So you can start working on the coding exercise on your own and check the answers. I'm going to explain to you how to do these two coding exercises. So here for the first one, so here I'm going to get the input using the scanner, and it's going to be an integer, and so it's going to check if it's an even number using the mod operator. So mod 2, if mod 2 equal to 0, then it is going to be even. Otherwise, it's going to be odd, and then it is going to print whether the number is even or odd. So now let's enter 45. So 45 is an odd number and it should display odd. And let's enter an even number. So it displays even. So we just used a simple if else condition statement to check if our input is odd or even. So next is we are going to get the so you can either use the scanner to get the input integer, or here I have declared a variable and assigned it to 3. And so here I want to display not a rainbow. So in this program I have used switch case, and case 1, if the input is 1, then it is going to display the color as violet, otherwise indigo. So whatever we have asked in the coding exercise, it has followed the same, and it is going to um, assign that value to the answer. And if the value is not if the input is not 1 to 7, then it is going to display not a rainbow. So here I have declared a variable and assigned it to 3. So it has to say that the answer is blue. If I assign a variable as 9, then it's going to say not a rainbow. So that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. We will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.